In the news tonight, a meeting of Caricom and other leaders results in Haiti's president announcing he will resign. A warning issued to employers during the estimates debate. Road repairs welcomed by Bush Hall residents. And in sports, planned repairs to pavilions across the island.
Broadcasting from our studios in the Pine St. Michael, this is CBC NewsNight, starting now.
Very good evening to you. I'm Lisa Broom. Thank you so much for tuning in. In our top story tonight, a meeting of Caricom and other leaders has resulted in a major development regarding the crisis in Haiti. The country's president, Ariel Henry, has announced that he will resign. His decision to leave office followed the high-level meeting of regional leaders in Jamaica, which included Prime Minister Mia Amour Motley and the U.S. Secretary of State, Antony Blinken. Barbados Ambassador to Caricom David Commichong is pleased with the outcome of Monday's high-level meeting organized by the 15-member bloc on Haiti. He hailed the meeting as a success during CBC TV8's Morning Barbados. Ambassador Commichong says Caribbean leaders were able to get an all-Haitian stakeholders to put their differences aside and establish a national unity transition administration.
A 9-member presidential transition council made up of 7 voting members and two non-voting members, and that 9-member council is being selected by all of the relevant the civil society, the political parties, the religious sector, etc., etc. That 9-member national unity presidential council, they will assume the powers of the presidency, and they will appoint a new prime minister. They will also appoint a new national electoral council that will make arrangements for the holding of free and fair elections when, the people will get a chance to elect who they truly wish to govern them.
It does not appear to be fake. That's the response from Central Bank of Barbados to images and video on social media purporting to show a counterfeit polymer Barbadian banknote. It said some of the security features found on the genuine notes, such as the transparent window, were visible on the $20 note. The bank says the note appears to have been damaged, resulting in the holographic image of the Parliament buildings usually found on it no longer being present. According to the bank, it has not to date received any fake notes from the 2022 polymer banknote series. It, however, reminds the public that the notes are not impossible to counterfeit. It is therefore encouraging the public to continue to check their money using the security features incorporated on them. Well, the estimates debate resumed today, continuing with the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Community Empowerment. Following the parliamentary session was our Wendy Burke. Wendy, good evening. What was the news out of the lower house today?
Lisa, today we heard that the Barbados Youth Advanced Corps is expected to have a new facility to call home in 2 years. The Corps' director, Hallie Haynes, says upon completion, the plant will house 300 individuals per intake. He says it will significantly bolster the organization's efforts to respond to the developmental needs of young people. Mr. Haynes was at the time responding to a question regarding the $11 million allocated to the BYAC for the next fiscal year during the estimates debate.
The provision, we were $8 million short in the provision in relation to the Barbados Youth Advanced Corps. We have subsequently requested a move-in the estimates through the Ministry of Finance, and once that is approved, we will see the construction of the classroom block, the construction of the kitchen cafeteria or the auditorium block, and the continued infrastructural work of the second phase of the Barbados Youth Advanced Headquarters. Once we have the funds in this new financial year, we expect to complete the BYAC headquarters in April of 2025.
It was also revealed that government summer camps will be returning this year to cater for thousands of students. Director of Youth Affairs Cleviston Hunt made the revelation in response to a question posed by St. James South MP Sandra Husbands. He says they're looking to add some new features to their offerings for children between the ages of 4 and 15.
This year, we are looking at reviewing the curriculum that we have had in the camp, because we have been doing this curriculum for an extremely long time. And we are looking at how we can enhance the contributions that we are making, the inputs that go into the summer camp program. And therefore, we are looking at how we introduce more technology-based type activities into the summer camps, along with some of the other things that we have been doing in the past. This year, we are looking to go about 50 camps across the various constituencies across the country. And the target is about 4,000 young people that we are looking at this year.
Also from the floor of Parliament came a warning to employers who dismiss workers for undertaking national duties. MP for St. James North, Edmund Hinkson, is telling them they are in breach of the laws of Barbados and the Employment Rights Act. He says the matter shouldn't be an issue today.
These are the same employers who, when November comes around, are pomposetting that they are so nationalistic, they are so patriotic, they are so patriotic, and in some cases, I'm sure they are making money out of our independence celebrations or republic celebrations. And this law makes proper sense, sir, because you want well-rounded individuals. In fact, national duty is also defined to include organizations, members of organizations representing the Boy Scouts and Girl Guides and St. John Ambulance, of which I was once legal advisor.
Opposition leader Ralph Thorne has suggested that government reconsider its plan to construct 13 mini stadia. He believes it would be more feasible to have 3 or 4 facilities set up at strategic points across the island. Mr. Thorne also stated that the stadia should cater to more than just cricket.
The government probably should think of doing 3. 1 in the north, 1 in St. Michael, and 1 in the east. So north, south, east. 4 if you can afford them. The government needs to determine where is its focus. Is it cricket? And as I said, nobody can teach a Bajan how to play cricket or where to play cricket now. We played it in the passage at home. We opened the gate and played it in the yard, and the fast ball used to run in from in the road. So you don't need cricket stadia in Barbados now.
Lisa, that's today's update from Parliament.
Thank you very much for that comprehensive report, Wendy. National Agricultural Census is to be conducted in Barbados. That's the word from Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, Food and Nutritional Security, Terry Bascom. He says the Food and Agricultural Organization, or FAO, will be assisting Barbados in this regard. The revelation was made during an FAO senior officers meeting. According to Mr. Bascom, the agency has been working with Barbados in several areas, and he extended gratitude for all the work undertaken.
I want to recognize the assistance that Barbados would have received in areas such as the development of the local apiculture industry, community farming projects. They've also worked with us in projects related to the improving our fish waste and animal feed. They're currently working with us to have our national survey, agricultural census, really conducted. We haven't had one for some time, and they're working to help us get that done.
And coming up on Newsnight, roadworks welcomed by Bush Hall residents. Residents in Bush Hall, St. Michael believe road works currently being undertaken in the area will improve their quality of life. The work is part of government's Mill and Pave Road Rehabilitation Program. CBC News team was on the road, and Trevor Thorpe reports.
Residents gave the thumbs up to government's Mill and Pave Rehabilitation Program. Andrew Brown, a resident for more than 25 years, told CBC News wells should also be a consideration for the improvement of drainage.
The road is doing all right, but when it get heavy rains, all down here is flooded, right? And the bobbies can't walk once they get heavy rains. So I feel it need a well to keep off the pollution and water. But anyhow, that's good. Thanks to Prime Minister for that.
Another long-standing resident, Trina Gooding, said the new roads allow for easier travel and would bring development to the area.
Like that, I see the men working on the roads, you know, the more pedestrians, the more car people will benefit from it.
Roseanne Clark said the road work would correct a flooding problem which had plagued residents for years, and new roads would bring a better quality of life for both young and old.
I'm glad that the road is being done because certain points, especially up this side, is a devil hole out here, and it creates a lot of water, and the traffic is being passable and stuff like that. So everything is to the best.
Workmen on the project say it should be completed by the end of the week. Trevor Thorpe, CBC News.
At a time when many young males tend to be going astray, the Barbados Boy Scout Association is reporting a strong interest in its offerings. In fact, the group has seen a resurgence in its numbers over the past year. Our Rianne Phillips tells us more.
Chief Commissioner of the Barbados Boy Scouts Association, Trevor Jones, says membership is trending upwards, although still down from pre-pandemic levels. He made the revelation during its 112th anniversary service and parade at the Abundant Life Assembly.
By February, we reached just over 1,100 youth members, which is almost double the amount of the previous year. Although this is a laudable feat, this represents 65% of our pre-COVID membership. So we cannot rest on our laurels. We must continue moving forward.
Commissioner Jones says the association will be moving to get more leaders going forward.
A few of our groups have not reopened as yet, and we must find ways to support each of them so that they are also moving forward. The most common challenge among them is leadership, and we must find new approaches to this challenge.
During the service, Harrison College student Melvin Terrence received the prize for the most outstanding scout. The St. Stephen's Troop was adjudged the best troop for 2023, and 8 individuals received the Chief Scouts Award. In his sermon, Deputy Commissioner Reverend Martin Taylor shared these words of wisdom with the association.
And to all of our beavers and cubs and ventures and scouts and leaders, I pray that we will not miss any opportunity that we have to do good. Use your time, your talents, your treasures, your resources to impact the life of somebody.
Anniversary celebrations are set to continue on Sunday, March 24th with the annual National Scout Town Hall meeting, and then on Saturday, March 30th with the Scouts Leap Open Day at headquarters. Rianne Phillips, CBC News.
Barbados Ambassador to Venezuela, Commander Aquinas Clark, says Caracas, given its location, is positioned to contribute to Caricom's 25 by 2025 initiative aimed at reducing the region's food import bill. Since the announcement by Venezuela of its intention to provide 5,000 hectares of agricultural land to Barbados, a team from the island visited the country to see firsthand the different farming areas. Ambassador Clark says trade and other exchanges have been further boosted with the improvements made in transportation and direct flights to Caracas. Ambassador Clark was a guest on CBC TV 8's Morning Barbados.
That's important for many reasons, not only the movement of people, but also the movement of goods and the movement of services. It makes it easier for Venezuelan businessmen who have businesses registered in Barbados to be able to come back to Barbados and to engage with their lawyers, engage with whoever they need to engage with. And that helps Barbados in the area of trade, it helps us in the area of exchanges, it helps us in the area of tourism and many different areas. And I think my friend from BTMI can vouch for this. Once we started the inaugural flight last October, I remember Corey telling me that the arrivals increased by 174%. And so that meant that we put a large amount of money within the tourism industry, within the economy.
Sports Night, brought to you with the compliments of Great Health Works, agents for Omega XL.
Sports time now. Let's head over to the sports studio where Damien Best is standing by with the details. Good evening, Damien.
Yeah, good evening to you, Lisa. Good evening to all viewers and listeners. Well, plans are to be rolled out to ensure all sports pavilions in Barbados are repaired. That's the word from Minister of Youth, Sports and Community Empowerment, Charles Griffith, as the estimates debate resumed in the lower house today. He says his ministry is doing what is necessary to ensure the pavilions are fit for purpose. Minister Griffith's response followed questions posed by the Minister of Industry, Innovation, Science and Technology, Marcia Cattle, regarding the maintenance plan and safety of children in communities.
We have started the process. There's a dedicated now. We have a fixed maintenance schedule that we are going from pavilion to pavilion to do repairs that were, I don't know, in a state of disrepair for more than 20 years. So the truth is, monies are allocated.
The director of the National Sports Council, Neil Murrell, admitted the NSC has been challenged by budget cuts. Despite this, he says work continues.
Of the cut, we had a significant cut in maintenance because of the cuts that we were given last year. However, the National Sports Council still worked with many of the pavilions in terms of trying its best to repair them. We also worked, of course, with some of our partners, sponsored partners, and I'm happy to hear that Minister Cattle would have worked with some of her partners to ensure that the pavilion, the two pavilions she outlined, was fit for purpose.
Well, the inaugural winners of the ANA Auto Parts and Accessories Fusion Boutique T20 Champion of Champions Tape Ball Tournament are Marks Auto Spares Bel Air Stars, playing in the final at Briar Hall and led by player of the match Rivaldo Clark with a knockout 44. Bel Air Stars defeated ANA Auto Parts Friends by 32 runs in front of a packed venue over the weekend. Friends won the toss and put Bel Air into bat, as we hear from CBC's Anne-Marie Burke.
Bel Air Stars took first knock and Jaden Jones did not come out to play, striking this one over the fence for a maximum 6. But Friends made an early breakthrough and Gary Austin struck bowling Shaquan Glasgow for 1. Bel Air's score was on 20 in over number 4. That brought Kevin Wickham to the crease and he announced his arrival with this beautiful off drive to the boundary. Here he goes again, this time down behind the third for 4 more. Another was in order, steered nicely down point. He was on fire. Wickham was sweet like sugar. Watch this play, nicely timed and placed, and the result, a 4. Let's add a 6 to the mix. Wickham was really racking up the runs and quickly. Jones was still there at the crease and he too was also finding the boundary. Here comes Wickham again. A power shot gives another maximum. Wickham had 5 4s and here's another of his beat ball session. 82 runs were on the board when wicket number 2 fell though. Jones was bowled by Rashawn Hinkson for 37. Kadeem Allen came to the crease and wasted no time in getting off the mark, almost being caught but instead gets a 4. This time he goes another direction and it struck hard enough to go over the ropes and out the ground. Wickham then brought up the team's 100 in fine style, dispatching Jamal Smith's delivery for a solid 6. So nice he did it twice. He was taking no prisoners. Allen had the maximum fever too, lofted over long on. But then Smith got sweet revenge. Allen caught by wicketkeeper Zidane Herod for 21. Bel Air Stars 119 for 3. Wicket 4 would fall without another run added. Wickham was bowled by Hinkson after contributing 42. It's a 119 for 4. Bel Air had depth in batting though, and Jamal Eiffel showed just that with this big one. Eiffel put back to ball again. That's 6. And the very next ball, this 6 was delivered like a rocket over the heads of the hundreds of spectators. The very next ball, same treatment, same result. Eiffel was making no sport and Bel Air Stars were racking up the runs. But Eiffel's party would come to an end. The very next ball as it was bowled by Ronaldo Holder after racking up 26. Bel Air 169 for 5. Amari Goodrich came in next, but not for long as Larry Babb had him caught and ball for a duck. The one-handed catch taken, leaving Bel Air on 172 for 6. And it was all downhill from here. Javon Grosvenor bowled by Gary Austin for just 1. Bel Air 179 for 7. Clark still at the crease, continued to beat balls straight driven into the boundary.
but wickets kept falling. Ravindra Prasad was caught by Jamal Smith, Holder, the bowler. He contributed 3 as the score was now 199 for 8. Clark still trying to save the ship late on. It's a massive one. You heard striking the side screen. And he wasn't done yet. 6 more. He kept his side going. Before we all come to an end of the last ball of the innings, Clark goes for 44, caught by Shane Ramsey off the bowling of Holder, who ended with 3 wickets. Bel Air Stars put 212 on the board in their 20 overs. Anne-Marie Burke, CBC Sports.
Well, in reply, Friends were held to 180 for 6 in their 20 overs. Kemar Smith led with 52. Zidane Harewood scored 35 and Ronaldo Holder 31 in that losing effort. Desmond Currency took 2 for 36.
The Business Report, brought to you by the Youth Entrepreneurship Scheme, a department of the Ministry of Youth and Community Empowerment, supporting young entrepreneurs from idea to enterprise.
A partnership between the Youth Entrepreneurship Scheme and the hospitality industry is being seen as a win-win situation. That's how YES manager Ryan Mosley described the collaboration, which allows the agency's clients to showcase their products at various hotels. The first opportunity was a day-long exposition at the Ross Trevor Hotel, where both locals and visitors got to see and buy some of what the island's young entrepreneurs have to offer. We hear more from Trevor Thorpe.
Mr. Mosley called the display at Ross Trevor Hotel an important occasion for the Youth Entrepreneurship Scheme because of the level of exposure for YES clients. The products on show were a credit to their talent and creativity. This event, according to Mr. Mosley, built on the experience the clients garnered at Girlfriends Expo earlier this year and came at the right time.
So we are extremely pleased that we have 3 young clients featured here who are showcasing their products. They are making sales, which is great for us, and we really encourage these type of partnerships and collaborations with the private sector to give our clients access to what we would consider markets that we would not normally be exposed to. So we are really thankful for Ross Trevor for reaching out to YES to embrace our clients to come into our space where they could interact with the tourists and to actually make some money.
The exposure to a diverse audience was also used as a launching pad for a stronger presence in the local market after their market-ready workshop.
We are hoping that this is just the launching pad for other hotels to see what the YES clients can bring to the table and the value that they can add to their activities on the premises. You're exposing clients. The clients are bringing authentic, handmade, locally made products. It says a lot about the creativity of Barbadian youth entrepreneurs, and other hotels can get on board. So we're asking other hotels to join Ross Trevor in this initiative and allow us to have the opportunity to bring our clients to showcase their products and services to the tourists and make sales. It will spread the news, spread the word of the clients, and the hotels, of course, it would be a win-win for both the hotels and YES and the clients. So we are extremely pleased for this opportunity.
Pop-up markets are on the roadmap of YES for this year, and the hospitality initiative is expected to touch other properties soon.
Obviously, when the tourists take back the products to their destination and they basically present it to their peers, they tell them about Barbados, yes, but they also highlight the worth of young entrepreneurs. You know, the product is seen in real time, and it could be, as you say, international marketing for our clients and their products. So as I said again, we are extremely pleased with this initiative. Long may it continue, and as I said, we are asking other hotels, other guest houses to come on board, give our young entrepreneurs the opportunity to come in to interact with their guests, you know, so that we can spread the good word of youth entrepreneurship in Barbados and obviously say yes to YES.
Such exhibits are expected to benefit not just the YES clients, but also Barbados in general. Trevor Thorpe for the YES Business Report.
In more YES news now, we're hearing that the scheme has been expanded to reach potential entrepreneurs where they are. in the communities. That disclosure came from Minister of Youth, Sports and Community Empowerment Charles Griffith during debate on the $62 million appropriation grant to his ministry for 2024 to 2025. Minister Griffith says positives have resulted from the training programs and interventions of YES, especially since they increased the number of satellite locations across the island.
They would have touched, for this financial year, 400 individuals who would have sourced training under the Youth Entrepreneurship Scheme. We have made attempts to ensure that all of our vocational programs now are certified for two reasons. One, if persons are interested in the same self-employment, or if they're looking for entry-level qualifications to different areas of work, then now that is now par for the course in relation to our programs. In addition to that, we have youth officers who provide tracking service to ensure that those persons who come out of the program are using the skill sets that they would have acquired as a result of being engaged.
Let's throw back over to Damien for the second half in sports. Damien?
Thanks so much, Lisa. Well, Barbados will be going after the three-peat at next month's Jean-Pierre Caribbean Youth Netball Tournament. Having won the previous two competitions, the Barbados Netball Association named a 15-member squad today with 5 players returning from last year. The co-captains are Taisha Trotman and Dia Ford Haynes, are 2 of the 5, with the others being Kanisha Cox, Ciara Small and Kiana Hart. The first-timers are Chelsea Best, Alira Chapman, Jasante Ford, Kaimani Harding, Tyra Griffith, Kaya McCarthy, Naya Otherson, Shakina Pigott, Jakara Jones-Smith and Shamira Rock. The head coach is Cameron Greenidge, assistant coach Jacqueline Brown, McConney, and manager Gillian Seeley and trainer Dennis Callender. This year's tournament will be held in St. Lucia from April 2nd to 10th. Well, the Ryan Brathwaite track at the Usain Bolt Sports Complex is now 85% complete ahead of next week's semi-finals of the Powerade Dasani BSAT competition. CBC's Amar Boyce visited the venue today.
The new surface has been laid and the lanes have been marked, and in just a few days' time, Barbadian athletes will have the opportunity to take their mark, get set and go on the new Ryan Brathwaite track at the Usain Bolt Sports Complex. According to project manager Mourinho Trevisi, the new Ryan Brathwaite track is close to completion, with just minor work now to be done.
It's 85% is ready, yeah. So we need maybe 3-4 days to finish everything. So if it's some minor work, we can do it after the event, you know, just cleaning and whatever. We are just looking for the coordinate for all the starts. We need to paint all the starts, you know, for 100-meter starts, the relay and all the hurdles. This is what we are doing now, just painting the lining.
Trevisi also told CBC Sports the track is expected to produce good times for local athletes.
It's a good surface. This is what we are doing the last 15 years in all the Caribbean area. Yeah? All the Jamaican track, they are done from us. They are from us, yeah. Guyana. The last 15 years we are doing a lot of work here in this region.
The semi-finals of the Powerade Dasani Barbados Secondary Schools Athletics Championships on March 18th will be the first athletics meet to be staged on the new track. Anmar Boyce, CBC Sports.
And finally, tonight's Powerade Dasani athlete in the spotlight was unstoppable in the field when the 2024 BSAT Championship started last week.
It's time for Athlete in the Spotlight, where we take a look at some of the track and field stars expected to dominate at this year's Powerade Dasani BSAT Championships. Sponsored by Powerade, Pause is Power, and Dasani, the first, Dasani after. New stars emerged when the field events for the Powerade Dasani BSAT Championship started last week, and one of the competitors who came into the spotlight was Shania Thomas. The Harrison College athlete captured maximum points for her school on home turf, winning the under-20 girls long and triple jump. But the journey to success was a difficult one for the free-spirited athlete, who was hampered a bit by injuries.
Training started a little later for me. I had a few injuries coming out to the general training. So it was a hard process, but I trusted my coach, you know, just doing everything she told me, doing all the extra work at home, and I guess it paid off in the end.
After recovering from injury, Thomas went back to the drawing board for both long and triple jump to focus on one of the most important attributes, her technique.
I am not that fast. So coming up to the last few days before BSAT, my coach had me working on my last 2 steps to quicken them so that I have the speed going through the board. So that was my main focus. Everything just came together at the right time, so yeah, I was blessed. I won last year, so it feels normal, I guess, but the aim now is just to go to Carifta and do even better.
You mentioned winning last year. Was there any pressure coming into the event?
I said I put the pressure on myself because I knew this was my last chance to make the qualifying standard for Carifta. So I was just zoned in on that and not really focused on outward people, the competition and that. So that was the only pressure that I had.
As the cliche goes, perseverance seldom fails. And this is the story of Shania, who worked extremely hard and is now looking forward to the Carifta Games after leaving her best for last and meeting the requirements for the triple jump on her final attempt.
I'm really excited. This is my last year as an under 20, so this was really the last time. I'm really grateful that I made it, and I'm just looking to do my best and make my country proud.
Our athlete in the spotlight is Harrison College jumper, Shania Thomas.
And that's our news for tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. Good night.